Hi, everybody. We are back with our second of, I think, 3 chunks of Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. We decided to be super weirdos, so if you didn't watch the first episode, go back and watch that, or if you don't want to. We decided to read this before Empire of Storms, because we doubted our ability to read Empire of Storms and then want to go back and read a whole book about Chaol. So we decided to put this one first. So yeah, no spoilers about Empire of Storms if you have read that one and are now joining us for this guy. But I have to say, I still don't know if I would have been strong enough to go back to this book after Empire of Storms, not really knowing what happens. But I love this book. I didn't think I was going to say that, but I love this book. Are you guys enjoying it as much as I am?
Yeah, absolutely.
A whole book about Chaol, and I like it?
Yeah, in a weird turn of events, the Chaol chapters are my favorite chapters.
In this last section, like, Nezrin would keep talking, and I'd be like, it's not that I'm not interested in you, it's just that I'm less interested in you.
I just feel like Nezrin had a lot of world building in this section. Like, it was a lot of, like, describing the areas and the under the mountain area. And, again, it's not that I didn't care, it's just that it was a lot of what felt like exposition.
Yeah. No, we are learning a lot. I mean, they're going on, she and Sartok are now on their little, like, adventure out to the area, and kind of, like, figuring out the Valg, like, issue from that angle, which is really cool and awesome, and I've liked all of their scenes. There's just a part of, like, the back of my mind where I'm like, what's Irene doing?
Well, and I feel like they keep going to all these Fae towers, and they keep not finding anything. And I'm like, what's the point of going to these Fae towers just to, like, collect some swords? Like, can we just figure out something interesting? And I get that's how, like, real, like, looking in, like, real investigation works. Like, you're gonna find a lot of nothing, or, like, eventually whatever they find, it might be important. But just reading those chapters, I'm like, okay, yeah, we're in a Fae tower.
Yeah. I do have to say, though, I had to go back to the end of 37 to remember Sartok's Hearth sister's name, which I think is it Borte? Do you guys think?
Oh, yeah. Either Bort or Borte. Could be two syllables.
Yeah, in my head, I've definitely been saying Bort, which is wrong. Like, Mort? Well, no, because, like, Mort, you know how the doorknob was Mort?
Yes.
So in my head, it's Mort.
I definitely read her name the first time and also realized that it could be Bort and was like, that's the worst name anyone would ever have been given. It has to be like Borte or something. So I don't know. Somebody tell us how it's pronounced, because clearly we didn't look that up before we started taping this episode. But she's awesome. Like, we meet her and she's great. And we meet what's his hearth mother's name? Haroon?
Haloon?
It's Haroon, I think.
Is it an L or an R?
I think it's
I forget.
Right, so we needed to do another recap of the name. There's just a lot of new characters.
It's because part of me in the back of my mind was going, what are Chaol and Irene up to right now? And I was like, no, focus.
It's either with an L or an R. Your note says L. But
then it's Haloon. It's because we have his actual sister. And I'm getting her name mixed up with his.
Hazar. Yeah.
Or I thought you were
H's and R's, H's and L's. But, like, she's awesome. And then we meet. I'm forgetting everybody's name now. We needed to prep before we just
Falcon?
like immediate. Falcon, yeah, Falcon. So we're meeting, like, a lot of really cool people, which was fun. I don't know if
I think I have, like, the opposite of you guys. Like, I look forward to the Nezrin chapters. I think it's because like we're getting inside her head, and we're getting, like, maybe, like, a potential new love interest for her. And then when I go back to Chaol, like, I do enjoy, like, his interactions with Irene, but it's only if Irene is there.
Yes.
Because most of the time he's, like, either complaining or whining or just being broody. And not that that's bad. Like, he's or dumb. He's been dumb a few times.
He's good at all of these things.
Yeah. Oh my god. Can we just, like recap that he was like, where would an Aelin be? I'm gonna tell him somewhere random. And it was Pirates Bay.
Yeah.
I have to say, like,
this is luck.
he does get points for like actually thinking through what he thought was the last place that Aelin would be to give Irene to give to Hussar as like where she was. But the minute he said Pirates Bay out loud, I was like, now I know where she is. Like, there's no way Chaol doesn't fuck this up.
Literally, I immediately texted Jamie because you weren't there, Brooke, yet, and I was like, this dumb boy is so dumb. She's 100% in Pirates Bay, and like we haven't read Empire of Storms yet, so like you don't know for sure, but
yeah. Or
but then like the spies at the dinner table with Hussar and Argon, like their spies kind of confirmed that she was at least there.
Yeah.
Which
we know now that she was in Skulls Bay, so we were right. But
sorry, I just derailed into something like completely.
No. I feel like that's what I'm doing in this whole book, though, is just like I am excited about like Nezrin and Sartok and what they're up to in their relationship. I'm super pumped about Chaol and Irene and like what they're doing in their relationship. I'm wondering like what is going on in Adarlan? Like what are Dorian and Aelin actually doing? Like are we getting the right story or are we getting like a version of it? It's all over the place and it's amazing.
Yeah, I try not to take what the spies are reporting back as like the truth.
Right.
Because in Queen of Shadows, like we know who really took down the tower. We know who really killed the King of Adarlan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And the spies are saying that it's Aelin when we know.
Right.
Goddamn Chaol is asked if he will swear on Irene's life that Aelin won't like murder innocent people, and he's like, I don't know if I can do that. Bruh.
It was
come on, man. Even Irene wanted him to swear.
It was so cute and so frustrating all at the same time. I was like, you still think Aelin is a bad person? What?
Yeah.
But at the same time, he wouldn't swear on Irene's life because he loves her.
Like, oh, just admit that, like, swear that Aelin won't go to Nehemiah's family and, like, force them to join her war. That's not a big ask.
Right. Yeah. I felt the same way where I was like, I do sort of understand that like Chaol and Aelin have had their things, right? Like I get that he still doesn't entirely trust her because he doesn't really know her. Like he's never really taken the time to know who she really is. He knew Selena and then he's never really gotten to know Aelin. So I get that he couldn't entirely like swear on Irene's life that like she's a good person and would never do anything bad. But yeah, like going and like taking over Nehemiah's family in like Eelway, I was like, that one I would be sure of. Like, there's no way she would do that.
Oh my god.
Oh, Chaol.
No.
Like it's like he's taking steps forward, but this was like a step back into that being judgmental, and it's like back to being dumb Chaol again.
He's still not perfect, and I mean, I think that it makes
No,
sense
he's
that
not.
we're seeing him make progress, but he's not all the way there yet. So I think this was a good moment where we were reminded of the Chaol that we knew before this book started. That we were like, we have to read a whole book about this guy. He's still there.
I know. I know we all like joked about Chaol, but this is definitely like his redemption.
Yeah.
Arc book. And I think it also, and I really do think that it helps because Irene is there. She pushes him.
Yeah.
Because probably no one else would. Maybe Dorian, but Dorian's got his own problems.
Yeah.
Can they please admit they have feelings for each other already? Like, we are 38 chapters in, and they're still like, I mean, I have a little bit of a tingly feeling around him, but I'm sure it'll go away.
But like, okay, because there's no way that we're going to be able to like save this for the end of the episode, and we're talking about him. So I think we just have to talk about the end of chapter 38, which like, I don't know which one of us decided randomly to stop at the end of 38, but like,
Jamie.
that was bad, Jamie.
I was basing it off on the page count.
I know.
And that's what it ended at.
You chose
And
wrong.
I told you, I have no idea. Because this is my first time reading it too. Like, I have no idea where it's going to end, if it's going to be a cliffhanger or not. The first
Right.
break was pretty good. It wasn't bad.
Fine.
And then, but
Totally
the second
fine.
break was okay. Yes, I could see how that's a bad place to end.
Yeah, right. Like in past books that we've done, if any of you have watched the past books that we've chatted about, there's usually been at least one of us who has read the book and has been able to intelligently decide where the break should be, either for good or evil. We've definitely had some cliffhangers in the past as well. But I'm hoping anyone that's reading along with us on this also read 39. We didn't, but I hope you did, because that's all we want to do right now. But I have to say that, like, what we're talking about is, like, how Chaol has made this amazing progress, and, like, he still is flawed, of course, but, like, the end of 38, when, like, Irene is doing exactly what you were just talking about, Jamie, and, like, getting him angry on purpose to, like, get him to stand up out of that chair, and he is giving it back to her. I was like, I love this, and then he takes it a little too far, and she gets really upset, and she tries to walk away, and he takes a step toward her, because he says about how many people in his life he's let walk away and he hasn't gone after them. And he did it this time. And I hope it works out. It's got to work out.
It's gotta.
Yeah, it was definitely a super like heartwarming big moment to like see him like making those reflections and being like, that was my bad in the past, I'm not gonna do it again. Like, very metaphorical, but also, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think he's really figured out that there is like that part of him that has not been able to love people for who they are. And when times get bad and hard, he either walks away or allows them to walk away. And he's not doing it this time. And I love that. He's growing.
He's definitely gonna come out of this book as a better person than he went
Yeah.
into.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. It's weird to me that, like, I'm we're 2/3 of the way through this book. I went into this book not caring if he lived or died, not really caring what he was doing with his life at all whatsoever. And now I'm like, wait, but what happens when this book is over and I have to go read a whole book without, like, Chaol and Irene and Nezrin and Sartak, and what if something bad happens to him?
Just know that Empire Storms happens at the same time as
Right.
Tower of
That's
Dawn.
true. That's true. I can know
Keep
that,
that
like,
in
unless
mind.
Chaol dies at the end of this, he's okay.
Yeah.
But now I feel like it's gonna be just trying to get through Empire Storms to get to the Kingdom of Ash, where everyone's back together. Like, I just want everyone to be back together.
Yeah. I still think that we'll enjoy Empire of Storms for what it is, because I'm also, like, I am curious about what's going on in Adarlan with everybody else, but I'm not, like, itching to get back to them. I'm very, like, I am enjoying the shit out of this book.
I almost wish we had done the side-by-side read. I feel like that would have been a really good, like, because I want to see what they're doing, but I also like being where we are now. So I like see why that was an option. So it'll be interesting.
The only thing that I was thinking, though, earlier, because I had the same thought where I was like, what would it have been like to do the side by side, which we considered doing, which I know a lot of people do, is you read them simultaneously. I thought about how sometimes when I'm in Nezrin's chapters, I just want to, like, get back over to Chaol and Irene. Like, imagine if we also had 20 chapters of Aelin, and I think my brain would implode. I'd be like, I'm over here with Rowan and I'm really happy, but I'm wondering about Chaol, and then, oh my god, but what is Sartak up to? Just, like, too much.
You definitely know, like, there's probably, like, I feel like we've been going through this book and are like, when are one of these couples just gonna make out and, like, be at that point already? Aelin and Rowan are already at that point. So, like, you would get Aelin and Rowan and then have to go back to, like, a couple that's, like, still figuring themselves out.
Yeah, where, like, there's electric shocks when all they do is, like, touch pinkies, and I'm like, oh my god, oh wow, there was skin to skin contact. Holy crap.
Like, the bumping of the knee.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but it was so cute.
That was really cute. No, I think I like how he approached it. I feel like Tower of Dawn has manageable POVs. If we went back to and we saw this in Queen of Shadows, there was multiples.
Right.
Maybe definitely more than 3, I think.
Oh yeah, we
But
follow Aelin. You get Rowan's point of view. You get
yeah, and
Adian, Manon,
right. And when we
everybody.
were reading Queen of Showers, how many times were we like, I want to go back to Aelin, or I want to go back to Manon?
Hmm.
It would happen if we did them in tandem,
Yeah.
both books.
It's now a bad time to say that I was skipping ahead. I'm sorry. Okay, while we're just talking about ways in which I was bad, I will admit I was a little preemptive about Sartok. He seems like he's gonna be a good guy.
I agree. And I had that thought when they like finally got to the Aerie, and he's like having Nezrin meet like his family and all of his friends, and like they're bonding over Kadara and everything. And I was like, there's no way this guy is evil. Like, there's absolutely no way. They wouldn't. I cannot picture Sarah giving us all of this and then taking it away.
Yeah, I think
I
seeing
love
him
that.
go.
I was just gonna
Sorry.
say that I love that he has like a found family. It's too bad that his own family kind of sucks. It is what it is, though. But then like I still my feelings for the other heirs hasn't really changed. Maybe with Cation, yeah, maybe a little bit.
I'm super sus of Caution now, 100%.
I'm still super sus about
He's helping
Cathar.
too much.
Oh,
That's
he's
the thing. He's helping too much.
I don't know where to stand with Caution because it does seem like he could be good. Like I like
he's
genuinely
like
on both.
backed off.
Yeah, he's backed off. I know he's like still a little bit jealous about Irene, but he doesn't intrinsically seem shady, and he is helping a lot.
So here's my thing with Caution, right? So like Irene gets attacked by the Valg again. She's in the palace.
Which
She's
is
going
and we find out that it is a Valg.
definitely a Valg. Like we know
Yeah.
that for now for sure. But she gets to Chaol's apartment in the palace, barricades herself in his room with him, and the Valg is like trying to get in, and then all of a sudden the guards show up and like no one's there, but then all of a sudden Caution's there too. Huh.
Oh, it's because Kadra sent word to the guards and then they came.
Yeah. I'm just like, but why was Caution there so quickly? And also,
He lives there.
Caution, he lives there. So does everyone else, Jamie. But then Caution is also the one that like goes to Chaol and tells him about the fire lances that Aelin and Rolf have
Mm.
theoretically been purchasing over in Skulls Bay, and sort of like suggests to Chaol to go use that information to like get in with his dad, and it totally backfires. And I'm like, was
Okay,
That
a
that
is
moment.
true.
was
Yeah,
that
no,
on
that is true.
purpose? And I have to say that I think that it is very suspicious that Caution all of a sudden is not like shooting daggers at Chaol every time he's with Irene, because it's very clear now that like Chaol and Irene have feelings for each other. Like everyone gets that they are like something is going on there. And I think it's because Caution realizes that Chaol is not going to survive, finger quotes, and he isn't getting upset about Chaol because he's going to kill him and take Irene back. Very sus.
Yeah, that's true. Forgot about that.
I just feel like he should be more jealous at this point, and there's got to be a reason that he's not.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know if
Yeah,
Caution
he
is a Valg or if he has a Valg.
I don't think he is a Valg. I think Kale would have noticed if he was a Valg. I think
That
we talked about it last episode. Kale like is a lot of things, but he's not unobservant, and he knows what a Valg looks like.
No, and I don't disagree with that, but I know that we talked in the last episode about how we're sort of like wondering if maybe Valg can show differently. Like, if is that a possibility? Like, maybe it isn't like the black eyes and the rings or the collars in this situation.
The other reason I think it might not be Caution himself is like I think he genuinely has feelings for Irene, like genuinely
Mhm.
likes her, and it does seem like the Valg is trying to kill her, not
That's
Kale right
fair.
now.
That's fair. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would agree with that. Hmm. I don't know. I
His
don't trust him.
actions are still sus, though.
Yeah.
I
Very
don't know,
sus.
guys. Like, on a weird turn of events.
I love how in a lot of the books we read, you pick like a random guy and you like him and we don't. Seems to be a running theme now.
I don't
But
know.
I'm glad
Maybe
you
I
really
like
like Caution.
I don't know if I really like him. I could just see him not being evil, like
Mhm.
not being like not having like
The
I think he has
mastermind.
ulterior motives in that he still wants Irene, but like not working against like the greater picture.
Yeah.
Like
No,
being a good guy overall, unlike his brother Argon, Argon,
Argon.
Argon.
and Hazar. Hazar, who's like literally the worst. Like so done with her.
Yeah. I'm
She is
glad.
off the icks.
Yeah. No, she's the worst. I'm really glad that it seems like Irene has a plan to try to use her to get to that oasis that the librarian Nusha told them about. She was suggesting that they go there to see if they could find like where the scrolls with the word marks originated from. So I'm glad that Irene is like finally growing a pair. She's gonna trick her into getting her over there.
Chaol had like a full year to learn how to read word marks, and he just like didn't look at any of the books Aelin left behind. Like he had them, and he wasn't like, "This could be a useful skill one day."
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as Irene unrolled scrolls and was like, I've never seen these markings before, I was like, I have. They're dangerous.
How many places have you seen those markings before, bro?
Just a few, guys, just a few. A lot of places that we can't talk about in this episode. Yeah. I think it's cool. I like that it's all sort of like being brought together with like Chaol and Irene looking into the word marks and trying to figure out that angle. And then like obviously Sartok now knows about the keys and the gates because why am I forgetting her name again? His hearth mother,
Balloon.
Haloon. How like she has now sort of remembered in her like storytelling capabilities about that part of the Valg. So it's like it's cool that in their own separate ways they're each like trying to figure out how to beat the Valg. The cool little treasure hunt.
Also, pulse check on Nezrin going back to Aderlin.
No. I mean, Sartok was basically like, here is an adorable orphaned Rook that just needs someone to love him. And I was like, yeah, she's never going back. She's got a puppy now.
Everyone keeps telling her welcome home.
That's nice,
yeah.
though. They're so welcoming. I love
they
that.
are.
Yeah, the Nezrin chapters are dripping in like how much she loves being there. And I'm like, girl, you are never going back. Go fly that Rook. Go marry that man. Like, this is
She
where
has
you live
to go
now.
back. Her dad, her sister, and her nephews are there. I could see her and maybe Sartak going to Outerland or going to the Northern Continent and fighting the war, and then going back and living there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that's most likely because it does seem like he's leaning towards helping them with the war because he sees.
I feel like at least she should bring back her family back to the homeland.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's something that's still outstanding, right? Like why her dad's so against, like why he views Outerland as like the better option, and is so against going back.
Elena. Yeah, I'd
You
be
know what,
interested to see their conversation about like, hey dad, I'm gonna be a princess over here now. You wanna come? And then we finally get his opinion on it.
I don't think she's ever been to the Southern Continent herself. Like her dad moved to Outerland, met his wife, then have the two girls because
I
they
think
can't rent any. What are you gonna say?
Oh, I was just saying, I think she has been to the Southern Continent because, like, she makes a reference about like knowing where her aunt and uncle live if they're still there, like from when she was little.
Yeah, we were mentioning this in the last episode, and I
Yeah.
definitely didn't look it up. But I think that we decided that she's probably been back at least once.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't.
Then maybe her. I don't know. It just seems weird. Then like her dad hasn't been back there. Then how would she? Because she was born and Rifthold.
Well, there's some reference at some point about how much her mom likes it on the southern continent and that her mom felt more comfortable there, but her dad never wanted to move. And I don't know if we know why. And it's one of those things where, like, if we didn't have his definitive brother that looked so much like him, I'd be like, oh my god, he's, like, secretly an heir to the Kagan and ran away so that he wouldn't be killed. But his brother looks so much like him and still lives there, so that's not it.
That would be really weird, too, because then she'd be related to Sartok, and I don't want that. I want them to get married and love each other forever.
Yeah, we don't want that.
That's fair. That was just, like, my initial, like, what would my, like, initial theory normally be? But it doesn't check, and I haven't been able to, like, maybe there's nothing, like, maybe there is an underlying thing, but it feels...
Yeah, maybe we'll get an explanation.
Yeah, I think no matter if she goes back to help fight the war, which I do agree, I think that that's likely because it seems like Sartok wants to as well, that she's going to plan to end up back here with him.
Yeah, like how cute would it be with like the Rooks and the Wyverns fighting together?
Team up! Yeah.
Oh my god. All the kings and queens are gonna be friends. It's gonna be like Dorian and Manon, Aelin and Rowan, and then Nezrin and Sartok. It's gonna be
great. Yeah.
And then Chaol's just gonna be doing something.
Chaol's gonna be a great dad. Did you guys like get all the references about like how excited he is to be a dad and how Irene was like, he wants to be a dad and I want him to be the dad of my kids, but I still hate him. No, you don't.
Yeah, that he would be a better father than his own.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
like I would love that for him.
Yeah, if he just like went and lived a normal life, or like if he also came back here, because I personally really want to see Irene like be part of the tower. Like it makes me kind of sad to think of her leaving, and like not taking over for Hafiza. Like it'd be kind of nice if maybe Chaol also moved there.
Guys, she saw his memories and still didn't see Aelin. They still don't know that they're both best friends with Aelin.
Oh, they don't, but she knows that they banged it out at least a few times. Which I was really proud of Irene for being totally chill about that. She was just like, wow, he used to like be with Aelin. Okay.
Damn, who knew Chaol was that cool?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the young healer girls, they're all fawning over him, so not surprised.
So cute.
Creepy that they know all that though. The heirs had spies out there and they knew all that information. Like, wow.
Yep. I really enjoyed when Irene was like trying to make Chaol mad. And she was like, what did she do? Like pick Dorian? And it's like, nah, she went for choice C. Yeah.
Oh, I love that Bort was so fascinated about the Faes. I wanted to know about the Fae Prince.
Yeah, and how she's like collecting all of the Fae artifacts. Yeah. Yeah, she's like, tell us about the Fae Prince. I was like, please tell us about the Fae Prince.
Bort with the unknown father, whose like father was some random guy. We don't know. Definitely that's not gonna come back.
She doesn't know who her dad is. Irene doesn't know who her dad is. I'm guessing that Falcon doesn't know who his dad is. Lysandra doesn't know who her dad is. Can we talk about Falcon now? Is it Falcon time? When did
you guys realize that it is him?
The minute they were like, he's a merchant, I was like, I've been waiting for this guy.
Yes.
Like as
soon as they said like how old he was, I was like, huh, could it be? And then they announced his occupation, and I was like, oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Just wait for him to mention the spider silk.
Yeah, I think in my notes it was like mysterious merchant, like Stygian spider guy.
Before they mention he's a merchant, do they mention like he's a random stranger like at the fire?
Yeah.
Or did So yeah,
like
when they were
like he definitely stood out, like did not belong.
Yeah, when they were like mysterious stranger at the fire, I was like, who's this? And then the merchant part.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we got to see him again.
I liked his like one side comment about like I had a really cool adventure in the Red Desert. I was like, yes, we know. That bitch doesn't kill that spider for you, has she? Which we've confirmed now.
And neither did Manon, because it was
Yeah.
definitely the same spider because it told the story about him. But I guess
Yeah.
it's not dead.
No. Yeah, because we had wondered if when Manon
Mhm.
sort of like tricks it into falling off the cliff, if it had died and given him back his youth, but it didn't. So it must still be alive. We gotta go find it.
Mhm.
He doesn't seem as cool of a shapeshifter as Lysandra.
No. I mean, it's
No,
cool that
he
he can
doesn't.
shapeshift like her, but
Yeah, I think like he's not as used to it. I think they even said that. He even said that like he didn't realize he was a shifter until till after or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it
it was
could
one
be. I think someone else theorized that they could be related or siblings.
they're sibs. Yeah,
They're
for sure.
definitely siblings,
It's
right?
Yeah.
it kind of adds up like their ages. Like he's
Mhm.
supposed to be 27. I think she's like 22,
Early
23
20s.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, early 20s. So it's totally possible.
Yep.
And
Well,
they
and their
both
parents were awful.
bought it from their dad,
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
shifting abilities.
It was really when he mentioned that it was like passed down to him through his father's line that I was like, yeah, they're definitely siblings. And I'm guessing that like if Lysandra's mom's reaction to her shifting was any indication, like I'm guessing she either kicked him out or he just like was like, all right, peace out, I'm gonna go be a merchant. Probably before Lysandra was born. I guess that yeah, he probably would not then, but when she was probably really young.
Or they
But
could have
yeah,
different moms too.
maybe. That's
That's
fair.
true, yeah.
Because with her, no, we don't know much about her mom. I don't think.
Yeah,
Only
just
that
that
she
her
kicked
mom
her out.
kicked her out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
possible they didn't grow up together,
Mhm.
especially if they had different mothers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like him though. Like I don't think that I at least didn't feel like I got a good read on him in Assassin's Blade when we met him, just like about his intentions and who he was. But I mean like he saves Nezran and Sartok from the spider that attacks them, and he just seems like a totally just like a good guy. So I'm
I
excited
don't
that we've met him.
know. I'm still not getting like a
Maybe
strong read on like whether or not he's a good guy because I feel like his motives were he wanted to kill the spider.
yeah,
Maybe.
like there
Yeah.
were selfish intentions there. Like
Mhm.
he wasn't following them in order to protect them. He was wondering if this is the spider that like if one of them killed him, then he would be free of the curse or wish, whatever it's called.
It's
Yeah. I
true.
mean, he could be good. I just haven't seen him like do something that I was like that seems intrinsically good. So far all of his motivations seem to be very like self-centered.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I guess that's true. I guess I would argue that like he could have just waited until the spider was like eating them and super distracted and then killed it, like if he didn't care at all. So I don't know if his
Mhm.
his motives were like entirely selfish, but yeah, I see what you're saying in that it's not like he went to save them. He went to go kill the spider.
He did
Someone
tell Hulin, or
Eelyn,
Helen,
yeah.
kind of well, at least everything that we know. So there's
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, they seem to be friends from the
Mhm.
past because she already knew about him. And I really like her. I trust her, so
That's true. Can someone please tell me what the point of going to the Fae Towers was? Like, what are we
Hmm.
supposed to be learning about the fact that they exist? Because I mean, I was really tired when I read it. I was like, missing something here? Like,
I think
just
they
that.
have one more tower left to look at because the first two was empty.
they've seen them all now.
Mhm.
Oh, they have seen them all.
Yeah, so it was at the last one that they ran
Mm.
into Borte's fiance.
Oh
Guys,
yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
this forced relationship going to work?
I can't tell. It seems like they hate each other, but it might be a kink. So like I'm here to find out.
He's very flirtatious.
Yes. Yeah, very
At
mean to
least
her.
with Bort, yeah.
Yeah. No, they've seen them all now. And I get what you're asking, Elena. I think like the main reason that they are looking into the towers is because the towers were connected to the Stygian spiders, and the spiders have been taking the baby rooks, and they're trying to figure out how they can stop them from doing that.
Well, And they mentioned something about, like, a long time ago, a portal opening there, and that's how the spiders came through, and they think the valve came through, and then they built the towers. So
Well,
I
and then we found out that the spiders are Vogue. Like, they
Yeah.
are Vogue demon
Mhm.
things.
Minions.
Yeah.
Yeah, spider hounds. Or word spiders.
Yeah. That and, like, I get that portion, but, like, it just seems like we got a lot of them, like, creeping through tower scenes
Yeah.
for
I mean, I'm okay with it because at one point Nezrin had to like push Sartak to the ground and they almost made out. So like that was worth it to me. You're
They
close.
tripped and fell and their faces were so close. And they're
So
just like, kiss each other!
close.
Kiss each other! Kiss, damn it!
When like, yeah, when either like Forte or Haloon was like, did you bring an ally or like, did you bring a wife? And I was like, that one. He brought that one. Everybody tell him it's that one. And they were all like, no, we're not together. Okay, guys.
I just need someone to make a move. Hopefully it's Chaol next.
I'm hoping it's in the next chapter. Chaol's got some running to do, some apologizing to do, and some kissing to do, and then it will be fine. Everything will be fine.
Maybe some mating to do. Maybe.
That's already happened.
No, I mean like actual mating.
Oh, okay. That hasn't happened, which is a bummer. Are we talking about that here? Are you gonna kill us, Jamie?
You can talk about it here. Go ahead.
Can just Elena and I talk about it?
Sure.
I will say, because it's clear to me that they are mates, because Chaol talks about the light inside of him that as Irene is walking away from him, he can feel is connected to her. But we still don't know what Irene smells like.
He did, like, there was a paragraph where he was like, he like smelled her. He like a very like clear thinking of like like inhaled her scent, and I was like, where is it saying what she smells like? But it doesn't.
Yep.
I'm sure you also.
You know, I read that and was like, but what did she smell like, Chaol? What did she smell like?
Did you see all the mind reading, all the like looking at each other and immediately knowing the full sentence of what?
They've been doing that for a really long time, though. Like, even before Chaol noticed the light, like, linking the two of them, they've been very good at making eyes at each other and knowing exactly what the other person was thinking. Which I love, because I know definitely in Throne of Glass and in other books, we have wondered about if mating is only a Fae thing, and I don't think it is.
True, because he's human and she has magic.
Yeah, he's like 100% boring ass human. Like,
he's toast. He's vanilla. He's Chaol.
I would say that Chaol is now a well toasted piece of white bread with like maybe honey butter, or like a splash of cinnamon. He's
Like
getting
jam
there.
or something.
Maybe jam might be too much.
maybe like almond butter or something like that.
Ooh. He's like nutritious and delicious. Was that too much? I know this is a YA novel. I'm so sorry.
Cute.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone else to feel bad. So anyone else who's watching this and has read all those parts and just let it go over their head like I did, it's okay.
It's only because that's what I'm here for.
Elena and Brooke are very good at finding mating clues.
Show me a light, a rope, a scent.
Brooke sent me a screenshot of like the whole light rope scene yesterday outside of the group chat because she was like, I can't say this in front of Jamie, but look. And I was like, oh my god, I didn't even notice that. And she was like, excuse me? And
I didn't even notice that. What light rope scene?
It's when they're at dinner together. It's before the couch scene. The couch scene.
Is that the one where they're knocking knees?
No, that's after.
Oh, that's after. Then I definitely did not pick it up.
It's the opiate scene where they're like really high and into each other.
That was
You mean
that was
my
awesome.
favorite scene of the book so far? That one? Yeah.
So much tension for them just like looking at each other.
So much
Yes.
tension. Oh my god.
We need more of that.
Could have cut it with a knife.
Mhm.
I'm kind of
Um,
nervous though. Like, how much are we actually going to get? Because this is YA, you know.
yeah, probably not a lot, but we can at least get like a handhold or like
Oh,
a "I really like you" announcement.
right. Yeah, it's like I'm not looking for this to be like a Five Peppers book. I'm just looking for it to be like a I love you and am committed to you. Let's get married and make babies. That's what I'm looking
I
for.
want like a mind-blowing kiss from
Oh,
either one of the couples.
yeah. In the air, like Sartok and Nezrin, just like
Ooh.
mid-flight, and then like Kadara turns around and like snaps at them. She's like, "Not here. Excuse you."
Because she's not flying with him anymore. She's flying with Bort.
Bort.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna have to look up. We're gonna have to look up her
I
name
know,
before
we're
the
gonna
last
have to look it
episode.
up.
One thing not related to like this world, well, kind of not, but going back to Aelin. So Chaol dumbly says she's in Pirates Bay or Skulls Bay or whatever. Like when
I'll
she was,
say.
that's clearly where she was gonna be. And then the whole dinner scene where they announced that's where she was, and then the whole like them buying weapons, Rolf buying weapons before she was even there. Are we supposed to take that to mean like he willingly joined her?
So that is what I am assuming at this point is that because again, like we talked about, is that we're getting a version of the story. So I believe that Aelin was there, and I believe that she now has control of Skulls Bay. But I think it was mutual. I think it was a decision that they came to together, her and Rolf. I don't think she like viciously took over Skulls Bay. That's just not her style. Like they're no.
No, I agree. And I also think we talked about when
Jamie.
we
Jamie knows. She knows.
Jamie.
This is the part she knows about. It's Jamie's Red Empire of Storm.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ignore Jamie's reaction and continue.
Let's talk about our totally incorrect theories, Elena.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
say that. I didn't say that.
Well, in the prologue, not the prologue. I did this last time.
Yeah. In the prequels, in the stories.
In the
Prequel.
prequel, I think we talked that Rolf doesn't intrinsically seem like a bad person.
Right.
Like he's doing a bad thing and knows he's doing a bad thing.
Yeah.
For like
money.
a real bad thing. But like I think
Totally unethical.
like he could have a redemption arc, and this could be his redemption arc. He could be like, my bad, I'm gonna help you.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was something along the lines of Aelin coming to him and being like, look, this is what the situation is now.
Mhm.
Clearly, I'm someone way more important than you thought of when we met the last time. So, like, how about we team up because you will get taken out by the force that is literally coming in between our two lands. And I say we join up and make it happen. And I'm thinking that that's probably what went down.
That being said, the weird thing is, it did seem like she was fully going to Terrasen, and then they now like
Yeah.
her entire court never made it to Terrasen, so it could be like she was queen napped and then convinced him type of thing.
Yeah, no, I mean we see them get to Terrasen unless they get stopped outside of Terrasen where we left them at the end of Queen of Shadows. Like they get there.
I think that's where they have to be taken because they say she never makes it to wherever they were actually headed.
But do we trust them? Like that's the thing. Like, do we trust that she never actually got there?
I feel like a lot of their information has been pretty good.
But it's like slightly flawed. And I think that's the thing that we're gonna have to figure out and will be a lot of fun in the next book is to figure out how it was flawed.
I felt pretty good about these theories before we started talking about it in front of Jamie.
Jamie is just like laughing her ass off because Aelin just like busted in there and was like, "This cove is mine." Just started blowing shit up. Was like, "These ships are mine now," torching the whole place. I will say though that detail that they had when they were talking about it, about how they said that like Aelin took out the whole fleet in like one fireburst. I was like, that'd be pretty badass.
There's no Karanam happening then.
No, we're not using other people's powers to enhance our own.
It was probably an elaborate trick. Like they preloaded power on the boats, then like Rowan flew in as a hawk with a match.
Caw-caw. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I think all I can say is refer back to The Assassin and the Pirate Lord short story.
Go read it again. Let's go read it again.
No, because wasn't there like
Jamie's saying we missed something from the short story, Elena. We gotta go read it again.
Yeah, that's exactly what she's saying. Do you think that it's Sam's word? Do you think that's what we're missing?
We all know Sam's alive. That's not a question. We just gotta figure out where he is. We're incorrigible. I'm sorry. Did we forget to talk about anything? Because clearly I have a one-track mind, but I know there's like other plot that we're probably forgetting, other than the need for makeout sessions.
I mean, that's like my number one priority right now is just to get to a makeout session.
This is what Sarah does. We've talked about it so many times that she is hiding those little plot clues in all of our just like, all we want to do is just see Chaol, take Irene by the shoulders, put one right on her lips and be like, you're mine and I'm yours, and then I'll die, and then I'll realize that I missed all that stuff before.
Yeah. No, the only thing is I'm just convinced that Kagan's gonna die in the next like 10 like he needs to die before the end of the book so that we can watch the siblings fight for power in this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who he. Yes, she is. Like I'm going in between like either she's sus or she's just like really really grieving, or like she's or she's guilty and she's suspicious, and then I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but she's off screen too much.
We haven't seen her at all in this section.
No, we just saw her in that one scene that Nesrin saw her in the garden being suspicious.
What if she's the Valg? Like, what if that's why we haven't seen her, just because like she's being taken over by the Valg?
That's it. Oh my god, you got it. That's it. No, oh wow.
That's a really good theory.
Yes.
Wow.
If it wasn't written like that, I'll rewrite the end of this book in fanfic form and make her the.
Wait, well, it would check out because the one scene we got of her was like how her face was like totally nothing, which is like what would always say about Dorian's face.
Yes, and that's exactly what we were talking about last time. Was like it's got to be someone that we've seen, and she is like the only character that I can think of that we have seen but not seen, and she probably has super black eyes.
It was Nesrin that saw her, right? Not Chaol.
Yeah, it was Nesrin, and no one was around her, or like, and she didn't have any like bodyguards with her too. Like she was like by herself, and
we also saw
the dinner scene. The dinner scene, she was missing, and the Kagan was missing too.
Mm-hmm.
Is he pre-killing all of his children?
No, I think the theory of maybe her being Valg and killing her own daughter seems the most likely right now. And by killing her own daughter, the Valg making her kill her own daughter.
I just feel like
we saw her right when they got there, didn't we? And also how?
Guys, what happens to people after they die, after they've been Valged? Can you tell that they were Valged? Was his daughter a Valg? Did he make her a Valg, and did she kill herself to escape it?
Oh, that's a good theory.
And now
I just remember what's her name? Healer on the High. No, Healer on the High. She saw the body and she said that it was by suicide. But what if she's a Valg?
No. Like that would make sense if she was a Valg and threw herself off, and so it was a suicide, but it wasn't a suicide.
Yeah.
Oh. And then maybe the Kagan re-implanted the Valg into his wife.
I don't think it's the Kagan though.
You think
I feel like it would be like
separate.
I think it would be like Arun or whatever his name is, or like one of the other conniving siblings. Argan,
the oily guy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why they keep referring him to being all oily.
Oh my god.
But it gives me like gross feels.
I think that's what it's supposed to do.
Well, that guy has a random wife we haven't seen. I don't know if that's notable at all, but like weird that they keep bringing up the fact he has a wife and then she just is away.
Yeah, a random wife that he cheats on all the time. I'm like, dude, be worse. Go ahead, do your worst.
To be fair, the last time there was a cheating man and we thought he was the worst, he was actually trying to be helpful. Who?
Yeah.
That guy whose name I can't think of. I think was it in the prequel? Was it one of the short stories? No, yeah. Where Arabin says, "Go kill this guy." It is in the short story.
Oh, and he turned out to be a good guy, and it was actually his
Yeah.
wife that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
With the list of
Yeah.
names. Yeah.
Which is that what happens in that short story? Like, is there anything else notable that hasn't come back yet for that? I don't know. But I just want to find out if
we're going to.
I know.
That's a great thing. And hopefully everybody else is going to find out with us. Not ruin chapter 39 for us because we didn't skip ahead except for this one by 2 chapters or 2 paragraphs.
So we are reading to the end, but Elena, we are skipping the epilogue.
No
epilogue.
epilogue.
We are not reading the epilogue.
Elena, don't read the epilogue. You'll ruin a whole book for yourself.
When we finish Empire of the Storms, then we can read the epilogue.
So we're not going to finish Empire of Storms for like another month. You want me to wait a whole month?
Readers don't know that.
normal people would look at books this large and other, and they'd be like, yeah, a month sounds right. And we're like, what about a week? Oh my goodness. But yes, join us. We're going to read 39 to the end. We are not going to read the epilogue since Elena and I have not read Empire of Storms yet, and we are not going to ruin it for ourselves. Or at least
let's circle back in the next episode and see if I read it.
I won't read it.
Elena, don't.
Elena will probably read it and then lie about it.
I tell you guys when I read things.
Usually. But yeah, I really do love this book. I can't imagine that there was ever a time that I wanted to skip it. So I'm really glad that we didn't.
It's a delight.
Yeah.
There's really murder, there's mystery, romance, action, and adventure.
Yeah. There are library scenes that aren't taken advantage of to my liking, but I'm hoping that we make up for lost time later. Yeah. Good stuff. So yeah, join us for our last episode on Tower of Dawn when we finally finish the book. Thanks, guys.